Gentlemen, join me today for a back and shoulder workout. This is a whole muscle building workout. If you haven't been following my HAD workout series, these are the whole muscle building programs that you can still build mass, you can still build muscle just working from home and only using a dumbbell. I like to incorporate the resistant band in most of these workouts because if you've got a much lighter dumbbell to work with, then having a resistant band is a great tool to really up that resistance and overload to still break down muscles and still build bigger and thicker muscles. So I'm ready to get started and get through this back and shoulder workout. I'm going to do a superset style training so we can get through the workout much faster, complete in 30 minutes. And that's also great for mass builders because you want to break down muscle tissue in quicker time so you're not expending too much calories when you're working out. So get things done a lot quicker rather than an hour. We do it all in 30 minutes. So let's put the first two exercises together. So first exercise, guys, I'm going to start off is with the body weight exercise. So for this one, if you haven't got a squat rack, you haven't got a pull-up bar at home or a pull-up station, which can be difficult to get your back workouts in, especially doing too many bent over movements, you need, this one is primed to do inverted rows or some form of pull-up to really work those back muscles and break them down. So for this reason, I've also grabbed a piece of timber today, and I've got a wall where I've got space between these two slabs, but if you haven't got anything that's at home, all you have to do is grab yourself two chairs and grab that bar, and you'll still have enough space underneath to clear, and you can still do this exercise at home. I'm going to go for 10 to 15 repetitions, and I'm going to jump straight onto a superset with my shoulder exercise. So let's go ahead and perform those first 10-15 reps. And for the correct form for this exercise, we'll start from a sitting position, slightly getting under that bar, so lining up my chest with the bar, going for a wide grip here. And for good stability, I like to keep one foot on the floor and one leg straight out. And I'm going to push my chest out, shoulders rounded back, and bring that chest to the bar and breathe out. That's it, guys. When you finish those 10 to 15 reps, then you're going to move straight on to a shoulder exercise. And for the shoulder exercise, I'm going to move straight into a V push-up. The V push-up, I'm going to try to target between 8 to 12 repetitions. I'm doing a V push-up because I'm going to use our body weight to utilize the maximum push through before we're going on to the weights that you'll have at home. And this is a great exercise because it's very tough to do, and it's just like doing a military type press, but using your own body weight, so it's definitely great to really build up those front delts and really torch through those shoulders. So I'm going to go into doing the V push-up. If you find it a difficult exercise to begin with, if you want to slightly make it easier, then you just have to elevate your surface that you do the exercise on. So bring your hands up a lot higher. The more you bring them up, the more you find the exercise gets easier. So I'm going to go straight ahead and just go and perform those 8 to 12 reps. So I'm going to go shoulder width apart here and really get onto my toes here, push those hips up into the air, keep that V position, and then just bring my head past my hands, trying to touch the ground, and then push through. So that's it, guys. So when you do those two exercises back to back, keep it strict, no rest in between those, and then you want to take a 60-second rest just to give you some recovery for your back and your shoulders before you go and perform another 2 sets to complete 3 of each, and then move into another 2 exercises. So let's put the next 2 exercises that you're going to do together. We're going back on to using that same bar, and wherever you're doing this inverted row, now you're going to do in a reverse grip. So you're going to grab it with an underhand grip and just come around shoulder width apart. What this is going to also do now, it's also going to engage our biceps. So it's going to work a secondary muscle, but in this position, it also becomes a primary muscle. Actually doing that particular grip is now going to really force our biceps to grow as well, as still working into our back muscles. And the reason for these different positions here, when we did the first exercise, the wider grip hits more of the lat area and hitting the larger part of the back. And then when we're going into this reverse one, it's just hitting different areas of the back. So now we're coming closer to the middle of the back and still working into the upper region. So that's the reason now we move into this one. So there's many parts that you need to work, even when you're working in that one particular area. Just because you're working back, there are so many muscles to still emphasize on back to really build a good, thicker back. So let's go ahead now and do the same 10 to 15 repetitions on this exercise. And then again, we're going to superset again with the shoulder exercise. I'm going to go with the same complete form again for the same sort of stability. Going to keep that one leg on the floor and one leg straight up, and again chest out, and bring that chest to the bar and breathe out. As soon as you come off this exercise, you're going to go straight into the shoulder exercise. We're going to be doing a single dumbbell lateral raise. So this time you're going to need to grab the dumbbell that you have at home or the weight that you need. And if you've got interchangeable dumbbells, great, so you can set your weight that really works for you. Just grabbing that one single dumbbell, we're going to go into lateral raises. I'm going to do this slightly in a tilt form. So you're going to do an angle position so you can really focus into the medial part of your delts here. So for this reason, I'm going to grab a wall position here. From that wall position, I'm going to get closest to the wall I can with both feet, and I'm going to lean to the side that I'm working. That position just gives me a little bit more stability. It actually keeps your form very strict and lets you focus a little bit more range into your medial delt. So here I'm going to have the weight beside my thigh, keeping that chest out, and I'm going to just pull that weight and line it to my shoulder line. So you don't want to go any higher than that, just bring it to your shoulder line. And just hold it there for half a second and breathe out. These are very smaller parts when you're working with the muscle, so I'm going to go slightly with higher reps because you're lifting lighter loads, but more repetitions to build into these muscles. So I'm going to target the 15 to 20 reps. So when you completed the reps, just make sure you turn over and repeat exactly the same on the other side, and try to maintain the same amount of repetitions. So make sure you are performing the same amount of repetitions on each side. You don't want to be working more on one side than the other, or else you're not going to really keep a good balance in your body, and you don't want one muscle growing bigger than the other muscle. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're finishing reps. If you are struggling on one of the sides and you're finding that you're unable to finish it, just take a little pause or rest, even if it's 5 seconds or 10 seconds, just to finish and meet the reps that you did with the opposite side. For this next back exercise, we're going to do a single arm bent over row. So you need to grab a dumbbell. If you've got a heavy enough dumbbell, you stick with that. But if you haven't, this is where I have a lighter dumbbell, and I like to incorporate a resistance tube into the workout because it creates that overload and continues to break down muscle tissue, and it really just makes the dumbbell feel 3 or 4 times heavier than it actually is. So I'm going to go over and grab a set of bands and the 5 kilo dumbbell that I have that I'm working with. And all I'm going to do the exercise, I want it pretty intense, so I am going to put the band in the handle first, then I'm going to grab the weight and then place the band's handle across so I can get a very decent grip for this exercise. And now I'm going to place the foot side that I'm not working is going to step forward, and I'm going to place my foot into the center of the band here. And then for the opposite leg, it's going to go back like you would into a single bent over row. And you want to get that good posture with a straight back, slightly tilt forward, get those shoulders rounded back. And then you just want to have the other arm. You can either have it aside or lean on it to give you a bit more better stability, and your back foot off the heel, so you're keeping on your toes here. And from here, this position, arm out straight, I want to bring that dumbbell to the side, sort of bring it in towards the belly and not bringing it towards your shoulder. And I'm going with the 10 to 15 reps. And again, when you finish, just change sides and make sure you do exactly the same reps as you did on the opposite side. So as soon as you finish on each arm, completing the same reps, then you're going to move on to, again, a supersetting with the shoulders. And we'll do a similar type we did with lateral raises, but now we need to hit our rear delts. So we hit the front delts, we're doing those pike push-ups. We've also hit our medial delts doing the lateral raises, and now we're going to be doing a bent over prone flies to target the rear delt. So we're getting an overall shoulder workout here, and again, it's a smaller muscle group. It needs a little bit more mind and muscle connection here, so we're going to go lighter weight, high reps, so 15 to 20 reps on this one. So you're going to do is go over to that bent over position, so you're pushing your hips out, knees slightly bent, lean over with your chest out and keeping those shoulders rounded back, and just bringing this dumbbell right to the center here, and then just going out to the side and bringing it to your shoulder height, keeping a slight bend into the elbows, and that should give you a good contraction if you're holding it for half a second at the finish point. It's a great exercise because it's not an exercise that you actually need to go really heavy on. The more heavy you go on it, the more you find you're actually not working the muscle. You're probably going to be swinging the weight and just working through the movement rather than actually focusing on the muscle here. So again, remember finishing the same reps on each side. So just go ahead and complete your remaining 2 sets. Make sure you're taking that 1 minute strict rest after each of these supersets here, and then that'll be the end of your workout. And this should take you around 30 to 40 minutes to finish up this routine. So that's it, guys. That's your back and shoulder home workout. Continue to build muscle at home. And don't forget to check out the other routines just like this. My HAD routine series, several workouts, different muscle groups. You can continue your muscle building journey, working at home, build that mass, and make sure you got the adequate diet program to go with it. And if any of you guys are struggling out there, make sure you check out my custom programs and diet tracking tool. I'm going to drop the link down below, so make sure you check that out. Go to the website. If you really need some coaching, then that's definitely for you. But that's it from this video, guys. I will see you in the next one, so keep strong and keep working out.